Senco Golden Diamonds presents Shona Kotha Kotha Shona. আজকে ভীষণ বেশি excited because আজকে যার সাথে কথা হবে, if there is a star, then there is a Milky Way, and today we are with the Milky Way, Tinu Anand sir. Thank you so very much.
Namaskar, namaskar. Thank you very much for having me on your show.
How are you?
I'm feeling better now. Breathing better. Not that I had any COVID, but I suffer from some breathing problems, so that just keeping myself safe.
Absolutely.
For your show only.
I am absolutely confident you have to be back on your feet, as I always say, that imagining that you are not well is something that I can't imagine, you know, like you're somebody with so much of energy and positivity. Even on social media, the words you share, apni jokhon lekhen, kuch bhi aap bolte ho, it's got so much of power and energy.
Thank you so much.
So the first question I would like to ask you is, on a normal day like today, what is your usual routine? What do you do all day?
I won't lie because my wife is sitting behind me. I think I am the laziest person on earth.
Okay.
I don't exercise. I should not be confessing this in front of an audience which is young. I'll say go out and exercise, but I don't exercise because I think amar joto exercise chilo. I've done it during my school days. I've represented Rajasthan in cricket. I've represented Rajasthan in football. Schoolboys 11 from Rajasthan State, because I used to study in Mayo College, Ajmer.
Right.
And that is where I got all my training, all my fitness. I mean, in the morning, gymnastics, PT, physical training, swimming, everything was compulsory. Because at the baro campus chilo, that the principal, who was a Britisher, he made it compulsory for every student to play every game.
Okay.
And then find out what he excels in. And once that project was achieved, that goal was achieved, then you could sort of, concentrate, focus on that particular sport. So my main sport was cricket and football. And you won't believe it, when I joined this boarding school, আমি একদিন না তো cricket খেলেছিলাম, না football.
But before joining?
Before joining, yes, I studied in a small little convent school which did not have any playgrounds.
Right.
And this school had 25 playgrounds, including polo. I mean, people who used to have horses there, they used to play polo. So, it was such a big campus. It was meant, actually, this school was meant for princes of Maharajas.
Right.
A school was opened by Lord Mayo for the Maharajas during the British time. I was very lucky to have gone there. And I went there only because my father never wanted me to join films. He took my ears like this and dragged me to Ajmer, which is very far from here, and got me admitted into Mayo College, even though he could not afford it. But he was so bent upon that tumi film join korbe na. Because he came from films. He was a writer, very famous writer. And he didn't want his children to study in Bombay. He wanted to push us away from the film industry. I don't direct anymore, and I don't have any intentions to direct because I've done my bit.
Yes.
And I cannot go through the same kind of stress and tension I've been through making 9 films as a director. I enjoy my acting. I told you I'm very lazy. I like to be, when I go for my shoot, the moment I get down from the car, I like people come to greet me, take me to my makeup van, which is air conditioned, which is very well laid out.
I'm waiting for you.
And I work only 2 hours, 3 hours in an 8-hour shift because I'm not the hero. So that is what I enjoy.
So basically, in a day, like a normal day, you like to laze around, you like to relax, read, watch movies or anything like that?
Well, I watch a lot of movies, international movies. I've just come across Malayalam cinema, which is absolutely amazing. And I'm seeing a lot of Bengali films, and I've been a great fan of watching films. Or your TV screen ache na, it has now Netflix, and otherwise we've been brought up on Doordarshan only.
Absolutely.
When we were children, we watched only Doordarshan. But now the children are very privileged to, see world at their feet, at their doorstep. So I'm jealous of them because they are still young. They can imbibe a lot of things from the TV screen and from their computers. We didn't have these privileges. So I spent all my time, I think, mostly on catching up on films, catching up with friends who have been my friends since the last 55 years. We still meet 3 times in a year. We pinpoint a place, focus on a place, and they with their wives, they all come down and we spend 3 days together. Then I have yes, and then I have a set of friends in Bombay. They are my college friends, not school friends, college friends. And we have a group we all go to. This friend of mine owns a place in Alibag. We go in his boat, speedboat, and spend 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, together. So that way, I think I'm very alive. I'm still the same young Tinu Anand that they knew 50 years back, 55 years ago. Because I still am very mischievous. I still have a very naughty narration of certain things which have touched me in my childhood. So we are all alive only because of this. Then I have very few friends in the industry, but they're extremely close to me. Like Naseeruddin Shah is extremely close. We have made it a point that we always meet on New Year's in his farm. So he invites a special group of friends who are filmmakers, who are theatre personalities. So it's always a pleasure to be amongst them. And that is exactly what keeps me alive and keeps me going throughout the day. That is my gold medal and that is my treasure. That is my treasure.
Wow. Sir, asking a very important question. Karan ajke Poila May. Tomorrow is 2nd May and the birthday of the legend who will never leave. Satyajit Ray, your guru, your master. Usually on his birthday, is there something that you do even today?
I'll tell you very frankly. Birthdays are very important. But for me, they are not. For me, every day is a birthday because he gave birth to me. I mean, not in the literal sense, but he launched me into the field of cinema. So, I always bow down at his chaukhut, at his doorstep, for having given me the opportunity of learning under the university whose principal he was, and he'll always remain the principal. And to me, that is the greatest sense of achievement, of having spent 5 years with him, 5 films with him. I may not be making his kind of films. When I had joined him, I had gone to learn under the master. And that was my privilege. And it was my privilege that he taught me to be important enough to remain under that umbrella. Otherwise, a lot of his assistants, when I joined, they had come and gone. But I remained, very close to him. And that, I think, is again one of my, the deepest, most treasured treasures, Mr. Ray. So I celebrate his birthday, but for me every day is a birthday of Mr. Ray. Because हम सजदा करते हैं, हम सर झुकाते हैं उनके चौखट पे, and I offer my salutations at his doorstep every day.
We salute you for who you are and who you remain. But because you had the privilege and pleasure to be with the master for 5 years, 5 films, if I may ask you, 5 things that you have learned from your master would be things that you have learned in terms of making a film or as a person, habits that you have taken up from Satyajit Ray?
Look here, it's very difficult to pick up habits of Satyajit Ray. Very difficult. But what I really learned was, come prepared to your set. Know what you're going to do during the day. Edit your scene before you reach the set. Know what kind of shots you're going to take to convey meaning to that particular scene. And also one more thing, people say I've become an actor, I've given up direction. I have. But my acting, I always felt that Mr. Ray was the most wonderful actor this industry had. Unfortunately, he did not take up acting. Otherwise, he would have been the biggest superstar amongst actors. This kind of a personality, this kind of oration, this kind of, I've seen him enact in front of heroines. What they are supposed to say and how they are supposed to say it, he's enacted it in front of them. And that is the most amazing thing about Mr. Ray. He was a great actor, great actor. Because he knew his script very well. So you must know your script well. You must know you must know editing very well. And then again, he was a master. He did everything himself. He handled the camera himself. He wrote the lyrics himself. He did the music himself. It's very difficult to pick up all his habits. But then you can learn. You can learn what makes him the master. So whatever little things I picked up, I definitely was very proud of. When I went on my sets, I knew exactly what I was going to do. I did not take shots from here, there, upstairs, downstairs, sideways like everyone does these days. Because they've got rid of the most expensive thing, which is raw stock. Now you have digital. You can just go on taking shots. Taking shots means only because taking too many shots means you don't know your editing. The editor is going to be editing.
So he would be the best actor, as you said. Apart from that, what are the other habits?
I told you, like editing, camera, what the lens was going to show you in that particular shot. One thing which I really picked up was every time I did my 7-day shoot edit or 10-day shoot edit, I used to go into the recording room with that edit of 7 days and pick up music from different type of films, LPs, recordings, and try to match them to my edit, and then mix it up also, and mix it. And that is one thing I think which was started by me in this Bombay setup, that when you showed it to your actor, you showed him the complete thing, even though it was borrowed music, but this gave him an idea, and this impressed, I'll tell you who the most, Manmohan Desai. Because Amitabh, who was very close to Manmohan Desai, he was doing a lot of films with Manmohan Desai. When Amitabh also saw my edit of the first 10 days that we had done together, he was shocked because I had put in effects also, which was Manikda's, again, trump card, recording effects. So I always felt, whoever you're showing your edit to, it may not be a complete film. It may be just the day's work or the 10 days work or 20 days work. Show them the complete, let them have an idea as to what you had in mind. And that was the most impressive thing, because I remember I showed Mr. Manmohan Desai my first 4 days work shoot of Shahenshah. I had edited it, I had put music in it, I had put sound effects in it. And he said that, let me tell you one thing. The kind of work that you have done in Shahenshah, these 4 days of work with Amitabh, I have to think as to how I can better what you have done. So this was a great compliment, and Amitabh also was very impressed that Manmohan Desai had told me this after what he had seen. So that continued, and that again I sort of picked up. I learned it also from Ray Saab and also from advertising films. You see, Manikda also had come from advertising. I also made about 70 films before I put my foot into the film industry. I had made 70 ad films. And for that, I must give credit over here to a very close friend of mine, Dhritiman Chatterjee. Dhritiman Chatterjee, who acted in Pratidwandi. His first film, my second film was Manikda. Dhritiman went on to become the head of HTA. And he understood the kind of condition I was living in Calcutta, drawing a very meager salary as an assistant. So he encouraged me to make ad films. He encouraged me that you make a film on Nescafe. We're shooting it in Punjab. I said, I don't know. I've never done this. He said, I'll be there behind you. We'll all go together and you make the film. You take the shots. You decide. You'll have a storyboard. But you take your first step at least. And he encouraged me in this. So my hats off to Dhritiman Chatterjee, again coming from Calcutta. You see, my association is deeper from Calcutta with anybody than in Bombay. And that is where we are still friends. If I am going to Goa, I stay with him. We are meeting. If he comes to Bombay, if he's not staying in a hotel, he's staying with me. But we are meeting most of the time. And also, let me tell you another thing about where he launched me. That is voiceovers, commercials, documentaries, speaking, giving voiceovers. One day he had gone for a recording to ad makers.
Okay.
And that's in Calcutta. And I had just accompanied him to see what is going on, how things take place. I said, Tinu, why don't you go behind the mic and speak this commentary, speak this voiceover? I said, are you crazy? I've never done it. I don't know. I don't know the voice. He said, let's check it out at least. We checked. Of course, I didn't do it for that particular film. But another avenue had opened for me. And today, I am very proud. I'm one of the highest paid voiceovers in Bombay. I still do a lot of ads. I've just recently done Google Pay, 5 ads of theirs. And I get the highest price amongst the top 3. So that's another feather that again has come from Calcutta. And that's again come from my friend Sundar Chatterjee, Dhritiman Chatterjee. So things have worked out well.
So Dhritiman Chatterjee was Satyajit Ray's find, and there have been other actors whom we call Satyajit Ray Nayak. Who is Tinu Anand's most favorite Satyajit Ray Nayak?
Now you're putting me into a very difficult, but without doubt, eyes shut, ears closed, whatever, eyes closed, ears shut, Ravi Ghosh. The most brilliant actor I have seen. I'm yet to see an actor like him with such expressions on his face, and the way he used to change his expressions, he was just mind-blowing. He's my favorite. He still is. And again, I became very friendly with him also. I used to be quite lonely in Calcutta, and he realized that, I live alone. But in the evenings, he had one of the richest friends, coal mine owners, who would invite him to the bar in Grand Hotel, Great Eastern Hotel. And he always made it a point to call me. I'm going to such and such a place. I want you to come with me. Those moments I can never forget. And I'm most grateful because to be so closely associated with one of the greatest actors who was my hero actually. We used to be in splits when he used to be in front of the camera. Even Manikda, who used to have a black carpet around his head, looking through the left, he would also be laughing away at what Robina was doing. So he's my favorite, yes, no doubt.
Shona Kotha Shona, words are golden, and that's the reason conversations need to be preserved forever.
Thank you.
Any particular statement or words spoken by Satyajit Ray to you when you were assisting him that remain within you forever?
It was not to me. It was to my father. After I had finished my 4th film with him, I decided 4 years is a long time. And whatever craft or whatever, I should go back to Bombay and now start, trying to hunt for a producer to make a film. So where I could direct. And I had said goodbye to Manikda. I want to make my own film. I want to start working on my own script. I'll need your help, Manikda. Whatever I had to say, I told him. So Manikda came to know that I'm leaving. And then one day, about 2 months later or 3 months later, my father gets a call and my father gets a letter also, where Manikda had written a letter that in there You had asked me for a favor once and I accepted that. I accepted your wish. I took your son under my wings. I'm making a film called Oshoni Shonket, and Tinu has become such an important part of my unit. And he intends making a film. I don't want to stop him from making his own film. But my only request to you is, send him to me for Oshoni Shonket. I'll be needing him over there. And that is one of the biggest compliments I've ever received. I immediately packed up my bags. I rang up Manikda and I said, when do you want me there, Manikda? I'll be there. So I assisted in the 5th film, which was supposed to be actually not linked with me. I went back and I assisted Manikda in Oshoni Shonket.
Fabulous. It's towards the end of our Adda. I know I had taken a few minutes from you and you have always given more than what I could ever ask for.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
But just a last question, because words are only things that would remain perhaps. Aajke amader jara dekhche on Shona Kotha Kotha Shona, what is that one message Tinu Anand, as the guardian who is seeing the world and its people, would like to tell from the bottom of his heart to us?
Usha, I don't say this to many people. But Shona Kotha Shona keeps inviting me. That is my desire, that is my wish. Only I'm so sorry, I just can't give you more time because I still run out of breath. I think you can feel it. But I like to come back again to you, and I would like to again participate longer with you. It's been a pleasure, and the way you ask, one can never say no to you. I'd like to confess that. Thank you so much. You're a very sweet woman. You've done a lot for me. I don't know how many interviews I've done with you, but it's always a pleasure. Thank you.
So please accept my pranam and prayers from everybody, because you have to be absolutely fine, because you're forever 13 or 17 and never rolling.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Take care, sir.
God bless you. God bless.